Wednesday, December 16, taken into exile. Question. Read Jeremiah chapter 43, verses 8 through to 13. What did the Lord say about Jeremiah? Then the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah in Tahpanhes, saying, Take large stones in your hand, and hide them in the sight of the men of Judah in the clay in the brick courtyard, which is at the entrance of Pharaoh's house in Tahpanhes, and say to them, Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will send and bring Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon, my servant, and will set his throne above these stones that I have hidden, and he will spread his royal pavilion over them. When he comes, he shall strike the land of Egypt, and deliver to death those appointed for death, and to captivity those appointed for captivity, and to the sword those appointed for the sword. I will kindle a fire in the houses of the gods of Egypt, and he shall burn them and carry them away captive. And he shall array himself with the land of Egypt, as a shepherd puts on his garment, and he shall go out from there in peace. He shall also break the sacred pillars of Beth-shemesh that are in the land of Egypt, and the houses of the gods of the Egyptians he shall burn with fire. Tahpanhes was a town at the northeastern border of Egypt that had significant fortifications and where a great number of Jewish colonists lived. Here again, the Lord wants Jeremiah to act out a prophecy symbolically. Even though words are powerful, sometimes when things are done in real life, when they are acted out before us, the point comes through even more strongly. How exactly Jeremiah was to bury stones at the entrance to Pharaoh's house, we aren't told. The point, however, was clear. Even the mighty pharaohs were no match for the Lord, and he would fulfill his word just as he had said. The refugees, who thought that they would find protection and safety by going to Egypt, were as wrong as those who, as we saw earlier, thought that they could find protection and safety by having Egypt come to them. The Egyptian gods were useless, figments of warped imaginations. These gods were pagan abominations that kept the people in abject ignorance of truth. The Israelites should have known, as we should now know, that our only true protection and safety is in obeying the Lord. Ellen White writes in the Advent Review and Sabbath Herald, February 25, 1890, When self-denial becomes a part of our religion, we shall understand and do the will of God. For our eyes will be anointed with eye salve, so that we shall behold wonderful things out of his law. We shall see the path of obedience as the only path of safety. God holds his people responsible in proportion as the light of truth is brought to their understanding. The claims of his law are just and reasonable, and through the grace of Christ, he expects us to fulfill his requirements. And so to finish today, think about the symbolism too in the Israelites going back to Egypt in their desire to find safety. How ironic! In a spiritual sense, what are ways that we could be tempted to go back to Egypt to find what we think we can't find with the Lord?